notification on your screen. So tonight we thought that it's going to be a great way to get a head start on Easter. So Simone is going to do that for us tonight, and she's going to let us know what she's cooking. What are you cooking? We can't actually see your machine at the moment, Simone, for some reason. There we go. Okay. Yep. Let's go. What are we cooking? Oh, we can see.
I can't hear you, Tracy.
Pardon?
So I'm going to cook tuna mornay. I'm going to cook tuna mornay.
That is awesome.
Can you hear me? So it can be frozen. I put it in packs for my husband to take in the truck because I don't like tuna, so he can have it all. So anyway, part of the recipe, you actually have to put pasta in hot water and you just let it sit while you cook the rest of the stuff. I've already done that because I'm pretty sure you know how to put water and pasta together in the thermo server. So I'm going to move on to the next bit, which is 200 grams of tasty cheese cut into pieces, which is there. Then 6 sprigs of parsley. So this is basically the topping of the tuna. And you put breadcrumbs as well, so it goes all nice and crunchy as well. Next, then you put your lid on. And you turn it to speed 9 for 3 seconds.
Yeah, Simone's got a fancy skin on her Thermomixes, on both of them actually. Now, I want to know who's cooked pasta in their thermo server. And
so now we just transfer this 100 grams of this into another bowl. So you just sort of guesstimate, really. Yeah, that's about right. Could be more, could be less. Like most recipes with a Thermomix, it doesn't really matter. So now we're going to add some panko breadcrumbs. I don't have panko, I've just got breadcrumbs. Doesn't matter. That's really my motto with everything when I cook.
I think that's something we all live by, that motto. Absolutely.
And we're just going to do this for 5 seconds.
So that's a great tip there, Hannah. So she's used a cheaper pasta in the thermo server and it went a bit gluggy. So that's a good tip, probably because they've got a higher starch level. So the better quality pasta would do a better result in the thermo server. So fantastic tip. Thank you, Hannah.
So we're going to take that out of the bowl, and I forgot to get another bowl, so we'll just onions out of this one.
Simone?
Yep.
Can you just recap what you've just milled in there?
So I've just mixed up panko breadcrumbs, some cheese, and some parsley. So you had to take out 100 grams. So you'd set that aside, and then you put the rest in with the breadcrumbs.
Perfect.
So, and I've taken them out. You don't wash your bowl. You leave your bowl dirty. And then it says put 1 brown onion in. And I'll just cut that up into 4. Some garlic. I haven't got any garlic cloves. I've just got it in a bottle. So you put as much or as little garlic as you like. My husband likes garlic, so he gets a lot. 40 grams of butter. And we're just going to push that for 5 seconds. Clearly it's done because it's making that I'm on the sides of my bowl type of. So you can see that it's all mushed in the bowl. So I'm just going to scrape the bowl down. And I've forgotten my simmering basket, so I'll just 2 seconds.
What I love about tuna mornay, it's going to hit that Good Friday. If you can't have meat on Good Friday, or you like a bit of seafood over Easter, this is a fantastic dish for a whole family or a group. It's going to feed a lot of people. It's going to be cheap, and it's going to hit the health spot. So great choice, Simone. I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
So because we're going over 100 degrees, we have to use the simmering basket on top.
Yep.
So we're just going to cook that for 3 minutes.
Yep.
So this would be a good dish for Good Friday.
Yeah. Now, someone's just asked, Simone, if you could sub out chicken.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Maybe I can try that.
This would be great if you've got some chicken that's cooked, like a barbecue chicken left over, or some roast lamb or roast chicken that's left over. You could use it in this recipe. Or if you wanted to go vegan, you could definitely use a roast pumpkin, or a mixture of roasted vegetables as well, I would assume.
You could probably use a white fish too, like, I don't know, a piece of whiting or something like that. Like, you'd have to cook it probably first, and maybe add it just before you add it to the oven.
Yeah, exactly. What about, how we got like tin tuna, which is fantastic, but we could also use tuna, tin salmon.
Oh yeah,
would be absolutely delicious, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I've got tuna tonight, and it's so inexpensive to use as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, in our chat group, we've got I've popped in a link with the recipe. It will go out to everyone in an email tonight as well. And we've got some great ideas coming through. So this is a great recipe to use up leftovers. And different people have got different ideas about cooking their rice in their thermoserver. Simone, have you done that?
Yes, I have.
Well, that's
yeah, it works really well.
So is that like 20 minutes as well?
I think so, because you cook it for 6 minutes in your Thermomix, and then you transfer it into the thermo server, and then it just absorbs the water. So it's about 20-25 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's got 1 minute to go on this.
Yeah. So it'd be like a risotto style. That's another great look. If you guys don't have a thermoserver, or you've only got 1 or 2 and you need 5 like me, you need to jump into your consultant's inbox and book a demo. That is the only way you can get great host rewards, and they include our round and oval thermoservers. So I use them a lot, particularly on football nights or weekends when you can put a soup on the bench. People are coming in the house over a couple of hours and it stays nice and warm. So it will remain heated for up to 2 hours. If you put cold, like salads or a cold cheesecake or something like that, it will stay cool for up to 2 hours. So they are a great addition to your house or your caravan, definitely. So we're just cooking that off now, Simone, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got 8 seconds to go.
Okay, fantastic. So now Simone's going to show us what we're going to add next.
So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. So we're basically making a roux, like a white sauce.
So this is the white sauce that is going to go through our tuna, which is basically the Mornay side of this dish. So which is fantastic.
So we've got 350 grams of milk. I just use UHD milk. I live out of town. It's easier to have UHD milk all the time in the cupboard. And I don't drink a lot of milk, so it works really well for me. A little bit more.
While you're doing that, I want to know if anyone's on tonight has a TM31. I'd love to know.
So we're just going to mix that for 4 seconds, Trace. And now we're going to cook that for 6 minutes. We're going to cook that for 6 minutes.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So what Simone's done is, I'm just going to, if you can just pop on mute, please, Simone, so we can hear that. So what Simone has done at the moment, she's mixed together all the ingredients for her tuna mornay. So she's basically just cooking the tuna through the milk and the garlic and all those beautiful aromatics. And we're going to mix that all together very shortly. So she's also cooking her pasta in her thermoserver, which is a game changer. So I've got 5 minutes. So you'll see I've got 2 screens. The reason being, I want you to see my screen up close. So that's why I've got 2 screens. So I'm going to show you how to make chili garlic prawns. This is another really quick, easy recipe. This one is fantastic. You can add it to a bag of, spinach leaves or a bag of made salad, whatever you like. You can toss through some pasta with it. It makes a meal in itself. But I'm going to cheat. So first of all, I saved this recipe to my meal plan. So on Cookie-Doo, I went in, I found the recipe, and I went save to my meal plan. I did a shopping list, and it showed me exactly what I needed. I'm going to go through that in another session very, very soon in relation to how to use Cookie-Doo to the best of your advantage. So you can see here I've got chili garlic prawns. So I'm just literally going to bring up the recipe. I can scroll down. It tells me everything that I need. So in this simple recipe, all I need is garlic, chili, and oil. So I shop at Aldi. Love Aldi, and I love these cooked prawns. I buy these and I take them for lunch for work. Quick and easy. But today they had raw ones. Now this is a quick and easy version for a quick lunch. Now I can add the chili, I can add the garlic, I can blitz it in my Thermomix and I can cook it. But I'm having a quick lunch. I've walked in the door. I've got 5 minutes. I'm breaking open the packet. I've got my recipe on my screen. If I just click on down the bottom, it says place garlic and chili into mixing bowl, blitz it, done that, add your oil, done that, and add my prawns. So I'm literally going to add my prawns straight into the bowl, straight out of the pack. You can see it's got the chili, the garlic, the oil all done. Hit next. Place splash guard on top. The splash guard comes with your Thermomix 6 and it's used so that we can have steam escape, but no fat splatters. So that just sits on top and locks into place. I click done. It brings up the high heat function, as you can see by these squiggly lines. Now, if you don't have a Thermomix 6, you won't have the high heat function, which is a great opportunity to upgrade, especially if you do have a 31. Like Hannah, she's got a 31 and she absolutely loves it, which is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to cook these prawns for 4 minutes on high heat. So literally, I've opened a pack, I've thrown it in my Thermomix, and I'm going to cook it down for 4 minutes, and then my lunch is done. So I don't think you can beat that as far as quick and easy recipe goes. The recipe on Cookie-Doo does say to add the chili, the garlic, and the oil, blitz them down for a couple of seconds, and then cook the prawns for 4 minutes. So I just thought this was a really quick and easy way where you can buy something from a supermarket to help you in the kitchen as well. So they're not pre-cooked, they're not pre-done meals. It's just a little bit of spice in a pack. So that's a great tip. Does anybody else use those sort of prawns or have any other quick tips for quick meals or quick lunches? So while that's done, I'm just going to go back to our chat. So we've got here, Kerry puts boiling water into a thermoserver with a cup of rice and she leaves it for 30 minutes. Fantastic. Rice cooked, done. That's the absorption method. As I said, Hannah's got her 31. Nadine needs to start doing the meal planning and shopping list. It's so quick and easy. It absolutely is. I have actually done one of these sessions before on Cookie-Doo with meal planning and things like that. I'm going to pop a link in on the email. I'm going to send you all out. It's I think I did it 12 months ago or so. But I think I'll do another live session. So you can ask me questions as we go, which would be a great learning tool for all of us. And you didn't know you could skip steps. Absolutely. So you can scroll down in your recipe like I did and start halfway through, which is absolutely fantastic, especially if, like, I've got my Parmesan, I buy Parmesan at the start of the week, I chop the whole block. So each time it asks me for Parmesan to chop down in a recipe, I just skip that step. So there's little bits and pieces like that you can definitely do. I'd love to know what other people love in relation to their high heat. And I wish you could smell it, because it smells amazing. And the sizzle coming out of this machine is yum.
Tracy, I love my high heat for sugar stages and doing, because I love doing cake making, and I make a lot of toffee shards and things to decorate tops of cake. So it's actually, the high heat's really great for also a sweet, not just savoury. So it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And you wouldn't have dreamed of doing those before.
No
your
way.
high heat. I wouldn't have either. And that's a beautiful thing about Cookie Do and the Thermomix now that it's integrated with guided cooking. You can go just one step at a time, and before you know it, you've cooked something absolutely amazing. So I'm going to leave you now, because these prawns are absolutely delicious. I'm going to come back later on, but I think I just heard Simone's machine going. Would that be right, Simone?
That would be correct.
Okay. So all I've done basically is throw my prawns in on high heat for 4 minutes. I'll come back later and show you the end result.
So on my recipe, I'm going to add a can of tuna, which I drained, and it was in spring water. But I mean, you can have it in oil if you want it a little bit more oily. A can of sweet corn drained. No particular brand, just whatever you got. A can of cream corn. Quarter of a teaspoon of paprika. Once again, if you don't like it, don't add it. Some people might add more. I didn't put salt in because I think it's salty enough. You can add that later. A little bit of ground pepper. Teaspoon of lemon juice, so squirt. And pop the lid back on. And that's just going to mix for a whole 5 seconds. And we're going to transfer that into a bowl with the cheese and parsley mix. And we're going to add the pasta, mix it around. And then I'm going to put it in the oven and cook for you. So over to somebody else. See, it looks a bit yucky at the moment, but you know.
Hang on. You went too quick for me, Simone. So you've mixed up our tuna mornay. Yeah.
Yep.
Are you going to mix that through the pasta now?
Yes.
Can we watch it now?
Oh, you can.
This might need to bring your camera down. Oh, okay. So you've got it in a baking dish with your pasta. Yep. So did you drain the pasta from your thermo server?
Yes, I just did that a couple of seconds ago.
Yep. Yeah. Look how much that makes. That is a family and a half meal.
I've still got more in the dish, so I might have to do 2 lots.
Wow. What do you think of that, Linda? Will that feed your family?
Yes, that would feed our family for
Absolutely.
sure. And leftovers.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thanks, Simone. That's yum. So I'm going to come back to you now. I'll leave Simone and we'll have a look at that later once it's cooked.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be showing you something really basic tonight. But first, my prawns are finished. And I tell you what, I think we'll be lucky if these last the distance of the shot of this session, because I'm about ready to eat them. They smell absolutely amazing. Check this out. Can you see? Hang on. Look at that. Can you see them?
Yep.
They look amazing.
They smell amazing. I think I'm going to have to make these again. I'm just going to grab. It's me for a moment. I'm just going to literally pour them out. Can you see me pour? Yep, one just went on the floor. Doesn't matter. I'll eat that later. I don't really care when it comes to prawns. Look at that.
Yum.
Now, I think they cost me about $8. That was it. So I'm very happy with that. There's a beautiful sauce that's left in with those as well. So if you wanted to just stir through some cooked pasta or a rice or a beautiful salad or something, it would be absolutely delicious. So let me get a bowl. Who's got more than 2 or 3 Thermomix bowls? I'll tell you what, I'll be lost without mine. So anyone that has a Thermomix knows the value of 2 bowls. So,
And it's great. It can go in the dishwasher.
yeah, exactly. I just got that one out of the dishwasher. Okay, so that says serve immediately and garnish with some flat leaf parsley and some finely chopped chives, which is fine. Put that in if you like. Okay, so I'm going to show you some potato salad. Now, my other screen. Someone's making noise. I'll just mute that. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so tell me who loves a classic potato salad. Once again, I've added it to my planner. I've done my shopping list and I literally went to Aldi and I had to buy prawns and bacon. That's it. Everything else is from out of my pantry. So everyone loves the potato salad. If you haven't made the Aussie potato salad on Cookie-Doo, you are missing out. This recipe is absolutely delicious. As you can see on my screen, the recipe's here again. And what I have done, I'm going to show you a whole lot. So as we work through this recipe, what you will do, each step of the way, you start cooking. It's asking you for 500 grams of water. So you pop that in and you place your simmering basket inside like so. You place 4 eggs in the basket and you cook them down. No, you don't. 4 eggs in the basket. Put your peeled potato, you can use your peeler for, into your aroma at the top. And it's going to cook all that. Just going to move them. It's going to cook the eggs and the potatoes all at the same time. You're going to cook it for about 14 minutes and then remove your eggs. Let them cool down in some cold water and finish cooking your potatoes. So I didn't want to bore you with steaming potatoes on this class because your time is precious. So I wanted to show you the main functions of this recipe. So I've already steamed the potatoes and cooked the eggs. So they're done, which took 20 minutes or something. So it's asking me now to remove the Varoma dish and set the potatoes aside. So I'm using the top as a drip tray, as you can see. Place them aside to cool. Next, clean and dry mixing bowl. So I'm going to take out my eggs. Secret to eggs, if you use egg boiler mode and you've got eggs already in the fridge, that's fine. Because a lot of people do, you know, half a dozen eggs for the week or a dozen. And I've just peeled those and just popped them in there. So they're good, they're done. Now we're going to do the dressing. It is so easy. It is asking me for 150 grams of bacon. So I'm literally throwing that in. I've just cut that down into a small dice. There, which is quick and easy. It's asking me for some spring onion, which I've got. Throw it in. If you don't like spring onion, you can use red onion or whatever you like. It's asking for a tablespoon of olive oil. If you wanted to, a garlic infused oil would be absolutely amazing in this recipe. And it's asking me to place the simmering basket on top. That's again, as Simone said earlier, because we're going to be cooking over 100 degrees. So the Thermomix is set up, it's on reverse, so it's not going to chop down the bacon any further. It's literally just going to cook the bacon and the spring onion in the oil for us. So that's going to take about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my bowl. Now, this is another recipe. You could use a big thermoserver if you wanted to. Actually, I will, because I'm actually going to use the oval thermoserver because this is going to be able, I can just mix it all in here and take it in this. So no more change, put it in one mixing bowl and then you have to present it in a different one. So it saves a lot of washing up as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my potatoes in. Now this recipe, because we've only got a small family, I've actually made a half batch, which is fantastic. A lot of the recipes on Cookie-Doo you can halve, and you can actually change the portion sizes to suit yourself. That is something I want to run through at another session. So once again, we can scale our recipes and save them whichever way we like it. The other thing we need to do is we need to cut our eggs. Now, I find with potato salad, you are better off to cut them in quarters, and literally it's just in half, and they've been boiled beautifully, and then in half again. So you get these beautiful quarters, and they all stay together. They sit lovely in the potato salad.
Tracy, did you do with that method, because there's different, are they like a hard boiled or a medium hard, do you think?
These are, in this recipe, they are a hard boil.
Yep.
So if you wanted to do a medium, you could just cook them for a few minutes less. It does say 14 minutes, usually about 12 minutes is usually enough for those. So the bacon and that is sizzling away here, which smells amazing. So I'm just going to show you, I can hit preview on this Thermomix and I can step into the next section of our recipe. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want to stand here and have you watch me cook for 2.5 minutes. So I do have another Thermomix, which I'm going to set this up and cook on it. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to take it off. Okay. This has been cooking for about 3 minutes. Okay. And I think it's enough for a salad anyway. You can cook it longer if you wanted to, but to save a bit of time, I'm going to finish that off. And it asks me to transfer into a serving bowl and set aside. So that's what I'm going to do. That's our bacon and spring onion. Absolutely delicious. Okay. Once the eggs are cooled, peel, quarter and slice, and then add to the baking mix. So we've got our bacon, we've got our potatoes and our egg. And now we're going to make our dressing. So it's asking me for Parmesan with the crust cut off and cut into cubes. Now, as I said earlier, I can skip this because I already have my Parmesan done and I'm only doing a half batch. So it's 30 grams. Skip the chopping bit. It's asking me to add some mayonnaise. There's a fantastic recipe on Cookie-Doo for cooked mayonnaise. Has anyone tried? I know we've done it in a couple of our sessions before. I always have a batch in my fridge. It's absolutely delicious and it's cheap. It's asking for some whole grain mustard. That's for 15 grams. I'm going to do 7, which is about a tablespoonful. Yep. And you can change up whatever flavours you like. It's asking for some balsamic vinegar. Now, I love this one. It's called Fig Glaze. Once again, it's available at Aldi and it's absolutely delicious. I put it on everything. So it's going in here as well. Insert measuring cup, and I'm going to mix that for 3 seconds, which is totally ridiculous, I think. But anyway, 3 seconds. and done. So I'm going to show you now on my screen how I'm going to put all this together. I'll just take this one away. Okay, so I've got my potatoes. They're in. Beautiful. Remember, this is only a half batch and it still is making quite a lot. Okay, I'm going to mix this all through this dressing onto my potatoes. And I'm going to just stir it through before I add my bacon. And you can scrape it all out to the bottom of the bowl. And I'm literally just stirring that through all my potato because I think a lot of the dryness of the potato is where your dressing needs to be, definitely. So literally just stir it around with my spatula. Throw in my bacon. Go in with the bacon. Like so. And then just place some eggs around. Has anyone made this? Have you popped in the chat? Yep, a few people have. It is a beautiful dish, and it's one of those ones where you can have it hot or cold, and it wouldn't matter. It tastes amazing. When I do family dinners, I take it as a warm potato salad. Have a look at that. That's a half batch. Now, that would probably feed 4 or 5 people. So, Aussie potato salad, you cannot go wrong. What do you think of that, Lyndall?
Just come off mute. I love the Aussie potato salad. I have made it a few times to take to barbecues, and it's always the first salad to go, actually. Yep. It's actually amazing quantity, so you can make a large quantity, which you need if you take to a barbecue because it's very popular.
Yeah, well, the recipe says for a kilo of potato. Now, I only did 500 grams, so yeah, you can definitely halve it. But what are you making for us?
Tonight, I'm actually going to make, I made these last Easter and my kids really enjoyed making them. They're actually a Greek Easter biscuit. And once again, I've saved it on my machine. Now, I'm just going to put that down a bit. So I'm just going to put that on my machine and I'm just going to start cooking. Now, this recipe actually has orange rind in it. So what I've done is my Thermomix, I've already actually done it. So it says to actually put orange rind in it and zest it up. So what I've done is I've actually already chopped it. I love how oh gee, that smells good. I love the smell of orange. It's already it's quite a fine, it's zested up quite fine. You can see, I'll try and quite fine. And so I'm going to I always start with this recipe first with the orange rind, and then I start with the next steps. Now we're actually a dairy-free household. So I've adapted this recipe, which is really easy to do for dairy. We just use Nuzlex. So it just calls for 125 grams of Nuzlex. I'll just drop some. So I've just done that. And then it calls for 230 grams of sugar. Now I find Thermomix recipes are quite sugar heavy. So I don't know whether has anyone else found that with Thermomix recipes? Has anyone else found?
Yeah, I have no trouble halving the sugar in everything.
Yeah, so I'm just doing, always cut the sugar. Yep. So I'm just going to not do as much as it says. So I'm probably just going to do 150. I'm just going to say 150. And I do love the TM5, TM6. Sorry, I love the TM5 before I got the TM6 because it goes in 1 gram increments. So you really know how much you'll get putting in. Now, all it's going to do is just cream this for 40 seconds. So I'm just going to turn that on. And it's just going to cream away. Now, if I'm using Nuzlex, because it's actually a softer consistency than butter, you don't actually need the full length of time when you're creaming. Is anyone else on here dairy-free or have to cook for dairy-free intolerances?
Most people cut the sugar. Yep, the halve it. Absolutely. We haven't got any dairy free at the moment,
That's okay.
but I dairy free some of my recipes only because I can, and you can do that by using the
Alternatives.
Yep.
For doing that. So I find, and then it's just you've just got to pop back on for 2 minutes. So once again, I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to let it go, but I'm only going to do 1 minute. So just bear with me while it does that.
I love that all our cooking comes back to, I'll just flip this for a few seconds and I'll just cook that for 1 minute. Like, that was unheard of before I had my Thermomix. I wouldn't have thought it was even possible. So, one thing I didn't see, Jackie is dairy free from time to time. She does that as well, which is awesome. But at the beginning, I asked you guys for some of your favourite Easter recipes you cook for your family. Pop some in the chat for us. Give us some inspo. What are you going to make for your family this Easter?
Sorry, it's done that for 2 minutes. I've just done it for a minute once again because of the dairy hot cross buns. Now, if anyone hasn't checked out the apple and cinnamon hot cross buns, they look absolutely delicious. It's something I'm going to try this Easter to get away from like maybe just the standard hot cross buns. Has anyone seen that recipe out there?
Yeah, we made them in a class the other week.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They're delicious.
Yeah, Hannah, I love Bake Smile Play. I'm actually making a Bake Smile Play recipe tonight, actually. It's my second recipe. But that Easter egg slice does look beautiful. Now, what I'm going to do is it's going to say add 1 egg at a time. So it just says I've got it on speed 30 seconds, and I'm just going to add, sorry, it's going to, I'll go back, sorry. Got ahead of myself. So I'm going to put on speed 4, and then I'm just going to do 1 egg at a time and stir it in for 30 seconds. And then it's going to call for self-raising flour. Now you can make these gluten-free as well, by obviously just using gluten-free flour. Just get a really good brand. I think it was Mary who said the Aldi gluten-free flour is quite a good. That was the last demo we did.
I've said that, and it's 1-for-1 swap.
And if you're in Bendigo, the gluten-free butcher actually has gluten-free flour, and that's a flour I use. But tonight I'm just making these for my kids, so they're not gluten-free. So I'm just going to do this. So it says 600 grams of self-raising flour. Once again, I just love how you don't even have to measure things first. You can just pop it straight in the bowl. Who else loves that for their Thermomix? It's just great, I reckon. So it's going to take about just all that. So, and then it's going to ask to put my orange zest in, which I've already done, so I don't need to worry about that. So I just skip that step. And then it's going to ask me to put some 50 grams of orange juice. I actually didn't make this in the Thermomix, but I often do make orange juice in the Thermomix, and it's super easy and it's delicious. If you've ever haven't tried it, I give you a challenge: fresh orange juice for the morning. Has anyone made any juices in their Thermomix?
The cloudy apple juice, if you've got an apple tree and you've got heaps, make it. I wouldn't have thought to make apple juice, cloudy apple juice, but it's absolutely delicious.
It is delicious. I concur.
Are these the Greek Easter buns?
Greek Easter biscuits.
Greek Easter biscuits, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just about to put them in the chat. So if you...
Yep, they've got like little sesame seeds on top.
Yep, got them.
That's the one. And now it's just going to knead for 2 minutes. So I'm just going to let that knead for 2 minutes And with kneading, I guess it's can be loud. I don't know whether people can still hear me okay.
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you.
Oh, great. So has anyone made any Easter biscuits? I know there's one on Cookie Do, lemon curd in it. Has anyone searched their Cookie Do account to see what Easter recipes are on Cookie Do?
I did.
There's so many. There's a beautiful chocolate brownie trifle that looks absolutely delicious. That I think I'm going to make for Easter. So that's
Chocolate
really,
brownie trifle. That sounds really yum.
yeah, it does. And I'm going to make it gluten-free. So because there's a beautiful gluten-free brownie on Thermomix on Cookie Do. And so I'm going to use that brownie to make the brownie trifle because I think that looks very Easter-like. So it's got raspberries, and I'm just going to have to think of something to do with instead of the cream. So because with dairy-free, but I'll figure that out. I'll make something delicious. So that's good.
So you're just kneading the bread together.
Yeah, so it actually needs the dough together, and so then you can roll it out. So I'm almost done with this recipe. So that's it. I'm just going to do that. Now I've already preheated my oven. So this is the dough here. And I'm just going to tip it out. Now I've got a dough mat, which you can also get as a host reward. So I'm just going to show you. Has anyone got one of these dough mats? They're great. I'll pick it up in a minute. I'll show you. Now I've got a super good tip for you. If you've got dough on your blades, people might know this trick already, but I'm just going to show you. So say I've got some dough on my blades there. What you do, you just pop it back on, go and you just whiz it for up to speed 9, 1 second, and I'm going to show you what happens. And this is great for cake mixes or anything. So what it do, you can see that it actually is all off the blade there now. So if you ever get dough stuck and you think, how am I going to get it all off? And it's just annoying because you don't want to waste the mixture, you can just do that. Has anyone tried that trick before?
Absolutely. And you can use turbo if you wanted to.
Yeah, turbo is another good one. So what I'm just going to put my camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So now, right. So now all you virtually do with this recipe is you get the dough, you roll it out, and this is why kids love it, because it's like you roll it out like a snake, and then you flop it over like that. You flop it over like that, then you twist it. I'm doing it in air. Twist it, and then you flatten the ends out. So it kind of looks like a bit like a bunny shape. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep. If you're not making them for kids and you wanted to make them for someone else, I've actually got one of these dough stampers. And what you can do is, and these are great. I use this dough stamper a lot for little bickies, and you can just stamp. And it makes a really beautiful, I don't know, can you see that okay? It makes a really beautiful pattern.
That's beautiful. Yep.
And so I'm just going to show you. I've actually pre-cooked some because I made some. So that's the biscuit. And when you bite into them, they're like a really orangey, beautiful, and they're quite they're great with a cup of tea or something like hot chocolate for the kids. And
yeah,
then
they look beautiful.
These are the cooked. And so what you do is after you do that, you do an egg wash on them, or you can just do a milk wash and you can add some seeds. So I just put some sesame seeds on. You don't have to. And then you twist them and the kids love them.
Oh, wow. What a novelty. They would love them.
Yeah, and like you can get little eyes and put like little eyes like for sultanas or something if you wanted to make them look more like even a rabbit. But
that's fantastic. That's great.
They're actually delicious, and it's a great activity if you do Easter activities with your kids.
Absolutely. Now, Simone's also got another activity for kids.
Yes, definitely. So you take over, Simone.
What do you got for us, Simone? We've jammed a lot in tonight, haven't we? It's all right. We're nearly done, people. Okay. What have you got, Simone? She's just trying to find the off mute button. Can you get off mute? Oh. Let me see if I can help. Here we go. There you go. Done it.
I'm going to make my grandkids' favourite 30-second cupcakes. And they literally take 30 seconds to make in your Thermomix. So
Yep.
I've actually milled the sugar because it's really not that exciting watching me mill sugar. So I've just done that. And now, and that only took 10 seconds to do. Now I'm going to add 250 grams of butter, one I prepared earlier.
Yep.
Which it looks a lot of butter. It is, but it also makes an awful lot of cupcakes, like about 30. So if you had to make a lot for a party, for instance, it goes a long way.
Like you did.
I have to make 50 by next week. So we're just going to pop that in there, and we're going to speed 4 for 10 seconds. And that's just going to mix that together.
Awesome.
Like, this recipe is so quick, it's unbelievable.
So this truly is a 30-second cupcake. And you know what? I'm standing here eating these prawns. I hope there's some left to show you guys because they're amazing.
So then I'm just going to add a slurp of vanilla bean. And this recipe has buttermilk in it. Now, buttermilk will actually make the cakes fluffier than what normal milk will. You can actually make buttermilk in your Thermomix when you make butter as well. But for today, I actually bought it, so because I wasn't making any.
You can freeze it too. So if you make butter and you're not going to use the buttermilk, you can actually freeze it.
But like I said, the buttermilk, I made some scones this afternoon for my mum and dad, and they were so fluffy. And I was like, oh, how'd you do these? And I'm like, how do you think? We're going to add 4 eggs. So all in together this fine weather. And 430 grams of self-raising flour. So in true Simone style, up in the container, because that's what I do.
It's all right. We've all done that.
And I buy my flour in bulk from Melbourne because it's a lot cheaper than buying it, especially with the amount of flour that I tend to use.
Yeah.
A teaspoon of baking powder just for another little bit of zing. I don't put a pinch of salt in this recipe because my butter that I use is actually salted. So I don't think you need it. I think I have enough salt in my diet. And we're just going to mix that for 10 seconds. And I kid you not, they should be mixed. No, they're not. I'm just going to mix that again.
That's a beauty. Another couple of seconds to get the consistency you like. That's not a problem at all. But I think Simone's actually, oh no, you haven't frozen. I thought you frozen for a minute.
Hey, no. So the flour's just hanging around the top here, but anyway. So scrape down the sides. It's a pretty thick mixture. We're going to pop the lid on again. Another 10. Sorry, it's going to take 50 seconds. done. Now, when I do cupcakes, I always use an ice cream scoop because then, especially if I'm making them for a special occasion,
Yep, beautiful. Thank you.
especially for a special occasion, I can get everyone. See, it's like a one
Oh,
scoop.
yeah. Yep.
It's exactly the same height for every single one instead of trying to go, oh, that should be right, and then it's not right. So they're all exactly the same.
One of Nadine's just said that some people use the dough mode for the thicker batter,
Oh, okay, yep.
which is a great idea.
I use the dough mode when I'm making yo-yo biscuits. So it takes like 2 minutes. And there's the first 12 cupcakes for my husband's birthday. Done. So I'm going to put them in the oven. And that's it.
That's awesome. Now, Simone.
Yep.
I said we're going to do some decorating for cookies and stuff. I think we're going to have to keep that for another night because we've still got one more recipe to do. And I want to see the buttercream that you're going to make. So can we just do the buttercream icing?
Sure.
And then maybe do the biscuits another day?
Have biscuits.
No, well, the decorating part, sorry.
I wasn't decorating biscuits.
No, but we're going to talk about it. I was going to ask
sorry.
you questions about it. So
Okay.
let's just, yeah.
So I'm going to go back to my week and I'm going to make some buttercream.
Yeah, we just need to flick your camera down a little bit.
Oh,
love.
sorry.
Who makes buttercream icing in their Thermomix? Who's made it before?
So we've got 200 grams of butter, 400 grams of icing sugar. You can mill this, but I bought this because I had to use a lot. Once
Yeah,
again,
few people have been wanting to make buttercream icing. So this is showing you just how quick and easy, and you're going to get a perfect consistency every single time.
bit of vanilla, bit of colour. Tablespoon of milk. Vanilla in, and we're going to do this for 1 minute on speed 4.
Thank you, Hannah. Hannah's just put a buttercream icing recipe in the chat that she uses from Twins in a blog that is on Insta or Facebook. So thank you for that, Hannah. Thank you very much. Love to look at those. It's great how we can, you know, they don't always have to be Thermomix recipes. You can get them from anywhere. People that you follow and that you like. Absolutely. So we're just mixing the buttercream now as we speak. As you can see, it's very much hands-free. You throw it in, turn the knob, and it does it for you. Oh, Hannah, I'm not that fancy either. I can't do 2 colours, but you know what Simone does? Simone's great.
I've got a disposable bag because I hate washing bags that have got icing stuck to them, and just a little star nozzle on the end of it. I've got my Bay Mix thing that is just the perfect size. I got rid of the Bay Mix, but I've got the thing that goes in it, and it just sits in there, so you can put the icing in there really easily. There's the icing. There's the icing there.
That looks so fluffy.
It's very pink. See?
Your husband will love the pink cupcakes for his birthday.
I know these ones are actually going to work.
Okay.
I'll drop these at work tomorrow. And I'll make them eat them because they hate eating my cupcakes.
Simone cooks all this amazing food and doesn't eat.
So you just wind the end of it around so it doesn't leak out. There's my little cupcake. And you literally just go around once and then round again. And that's it. How
So,
easy is that?
Where are you squishing on the bag? At the bottom or near
So
the
and
nozzle?
I'm squishing on the top.
Oh,
So
okay. Yep.
you go around there like that. So round once
Yep.
and then round again and then swoosh in the middle.
Well, that's easy. And look how they look. And different nozzles will give you a different pattern, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
They look great, Simone.
Thank you. And then on top there's a little Easter egg decoration.
Done.
So cute.
Yeah, I'm going to make them. Thank you. I'm going to make them.
Great. Well, I've got something cute. Are you ready for that, Trace?
Yeah, go for it. Thanks, Simone.
Right. I've just saved a bit of time. So you have to melt some chocolate. The Thermomix is great for melting chocolate. You can do it in the microwave, but I actually really like the melting it in the Thermomix because you can set it for a certain temperature. So I'm just trying to get a spoon so you can see. So what I've done is this is a Bake Smile plate recipe. So I've just melted that chocolate. Look at that. How Eastery does that look?
Oh, yum.
Doesn't that make people look hungry? Now, this is really exciting because I've got kids who are dairy free. So Easter is actually a really tricky time for them because it's really hard to have yummy Easter food because a lot of Easter things have dairy in it. But I've actually just discovered this. So if you know anyone who needs a vegan chocolate or a dairy-free chocolate, say Woolies have this. It's an oat milk-based, plant-based chocolate. It's obviously not gluten-free,
Wow.
dairy-free. You can actually make this recipe gluten-free. I actually have pre-made some gluten-free ones for my husband, who he texts me from work to say they're good. So virtually all you do is I've melted peanut butter, 200 grams of chocolate, 2 tablespoons of smooth peanut butter. I just grabbed just whatever was cheapest at Woolies. And then all you do is get, who's made spiders before? Has anyone made the chocolate spiders before? So these are just the Chang noodles. So all you do is you pop the Chang noodles in the bowl, easy as, and you just go reverse. So the reverse is just your little blade button pushed and it does the little reverse mode. And then you just do it for 5 seconds. So I'm just going to do that and speed 3. And it's going to stir that. Now, so I actually have pre-made some of these gluten-free. These ones are going to be dairy-free. So virtually what you do, and then you can see that the noodles are all stirred into there. And then
You basically mix it all in together. Melt the chocolate, throw the noodles in. That's it.
Mix the chocolate, throw the noodles in there. Super duper easy. I'm actually going to put some of these aside just for the kids to take to school for their teachers. Because I thought this would be a cute little thing. And then, so I'm actually, for my dairy-free kids, if I was to make these, obviously I would make them dairy-free little Easter eggs. Or I've got some marshmallow little chickens that I put in the middle of the basket. So all you do is you just, they say to put it on, it says to put them on a tray, but I tend to find if I just put them in patty pans and let them set, I think it's a lot easier. Then
What a great idea. Then they will just peel back the patty pans.
yeah, and then you virtually, this is one I made earlier, just so you can see, because I just thought sometimes with a virtual cook, like you just can't wait. And we, as a team, we like to try and pack as much in so you guys get as much inspiration for Easter as possible. And then all you do is I just buy the little mini eggs So if it's non-dairy, Otis would use these. For dairy, I've actually got, I'll just quickly get them. For anyone dairy free, you can find them.
So, yeah, Hannah said about the nest. They actually are on Cookie Doo in the shape of a little nest with the little
Yes.
eggs.
So this brand's really good for anyone who wants gluten-free, dairy-free recipes. And there's a little freckle. So I'm going to put them in the middle of the baskets. So it makes it still special. But these are ones I made earlier, and these are how cute are they?
Oh, look, they look great. They look
Awesome.
really
And so they're really cute. So that's a gluten-free version. And the other will be a dairy-free version. So yeah, so you can actually buy Chang's noodles gluten-free. So I know I've got a few gluten-free customers, and it's a great recipe for either, you can change it up, so it's great. So get on to Bake Smile Play. Look at Kerry, your grandson will love them. It's so fun to make.
Yeah.
So fun to make. My kids, that's why I'm making it at night, because my kids will be really disappointed, but we'll make more at Easter because they go down really quickly.
So tonight we've actually shown you quite a few things for your kids, fun in the kitchen, or the easy family recipes. So everything we've covered tonight, you can pack into your Easter. I hope you give some of these recipes a go. Get some kids, grandkids, your own kids, aunties, nephews, nieces, whatever. Get them in the kitchen and get them helping you cook all these things. Now, Simone, can you show me your cupcakes, please? Let's have a look at, oh, wow.
And on the
They look-
side, I've got some biscuits that I made as well that are for the Cancer Centre that are all decorated up for Easter as well.
Oh, beautiful. That's
And then
a
we
great
have
cause.
the lovely main course in a little bowl.
Oh, wow. So the tuna mornay cooked in about, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, yep.
Yep. Did it brown nicely on top?
Probably could have browned a little bit more, but because of time restraints, I took it out a little bit sooner, but it's definitely cooked.
That's awesome. And Linda, let's have a look at what you've got.
There we go.
Oh,
Nice.
yum. Your kids are going to have a feast. I should have
yeah,
made some. I should have made something like that.
There you go.
You
they're
guys
the-
have got, oh, that's awesome.
Super fun. Super fun.
You guys got all the good stuff. I got the good stuff too, but I need something sweet. So look at mine.
You're
Mine
sweet
too.
enough, Tracy.
Did you know my sister turned up and she's eaten half this? So there's our dishes. Look, I just want to thank everyone for coming on tonight. Do you have any recipe, not recipes,
questions?
any questions or anything you'd like to ask while we're here?
Or any ideas for future cooks? What do people want to see?
Absolutely. Great presentation. Thank you, Jackie. Thanks, ladies, from Merrin and Nadine. It's been great. Thank you so much. We love having you guys. So Kerry says thanks. Hope we've
If you have
inspired
any
you.
ideas, they can just send your a message.
Yeah. Happy Easter, Sue. Glad you could come along. Right. Good night, everyone. Make sure you reach out to your
Thanks for
consultant.
coming.
I'll send you an email, and if you've got any questions, reach out. We're only a phone call away.